What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crafter Hours. I'm David Wilson, and we're back again with another stream where we get together and work on a project of some sort. And this week it is still the EmacsPackages.com project, which we started probably in January, right? It's been a while now that we've been working on this, which I think is, kind of cool that we've kept hacking away at it. Just checking my volume settings, because I noticed that the mic seemed a little bit quiet last time, I think. Let me actually check another thing real quick, just to make sure I'm on the right device. Yeah, okay, it's the right device. So yeah, we've been working on the EmacsPackages.com project, which is not fully deployed yet. If you go to the domain, it won't work because it's still on a staging deployment. That will change pretty soon, though, I think, as we make quite a lot of progress. But the project is basically intended to be a listing of all available Emacs packages across all of the different Emacs package repositories like ELPA, MELPA, etc., maybe even Geeks, and a place where people can write their own tips for packages and also say which packages they use in their own configuration, so that we could do interesting things like show which packages are most commonly used together, or be able to make connections between different packages, etc. So in the last stream, what we did. Interesting. I didn't reload my widget. Let me just reload that. Oh, there it is. Okay, the title is correct now. So in the last stream, what we did is actually finish implementing the ability to, let me see if it's still up, to select which packages that you use on the website. If I were to go run that, let me see, Control X, P, C. There we go. Just start this up real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We go to localhost. Go to the package listing. I'm logged in as test user right now. It's kind of hard to see, but it's up there. The page loads really slowly for some other reason. I think we should probably fix that in the stream because it's starting to drive me nuts. So I would like to get that done. Anyway, there are these little check boxes on the left-hand side of the package listing, and if you click one, it basically says that you use that in your configuration. That actually gets saved to the database and is attributed to your user account. So the idea is that for all the people who use this website, if they end up happening to use the website, they will check which packages they use, and then we'll have this big listing of which packages various people use, and we can see how many people use a certain package, and we can also see which packages are commonly used together. So I think it's kind of going to be an interesting way to learn about packages that you didn't know about, maybe some connections between packages that are interesting. And what we'll try to do today is implement that logic to detect when there are packages that are being used commonly together. And now, right now, the site only has one user on it. We may have to actually generate some other users and generate some test data for the purpose of checking this out. But that's fine. I think that's perfectly reasonable thing to do in the course of developing this. And I think that we kind of need to do a little bit of cleanup here and there. I mean, like, obviously the UI is very basic. It'd be nice to start fleshing that out some. Maybe we can do that a little bit later in the stream. But I guess really what I'm trying to get to is the core functionality of the website working. We do have some functionality for things like leading package tips already. You can click create tip and you can write some information about that. However, it's very basic. We probably need to flesh that out a bit. But writing tips, choosing which packages that you use, and being able to see this information displayed on the pages are kind of like the most important things to see. One other thing that we might want to add is a feed on the main EmacsPackages.com page. Whoops, not that. To show like the latest package tips. I think that would be kind of cool to have. We could also potentially have a listing of when people have added, click that they use a certain package. I don't know if that's going to end up being annoying though. So showing the feed of the most recent tips actually could be pretty useful, I believe. Let me actually add that to the list too so that we remember it. Systemcrafters.net. Crafter hours. Let me just write that down in the notes for today whenever it finally loads up. All right, so that was, whoa, Wednesday, April 9th. This is way out of date. Did I have that stashed or something? Let me see. I think I tried to pull this back out and it didn't work. I might have lost some notes from the previous streams. Let me see which ones we have here. 5, show initial notes for 22. That can't be right. Add crafter hours notes. Whoops. April 2, April 9. Yes, I'm missing stuff in here. Unless I just haven't been writing notes, which I think I have. I think I had done it. That's okay. If we lost stuff, that's not a big deal, because I'll just write it again. Can't be this one either. Yeah, that's some old stuff. Okay. So, let me just get started on what we have available here. I will write up a note for today. So this is Wednesday, April 30th. All right, so agenda would be to implement behavior to find related packages. Actually, let me see who's here so far. Hello to T. Ashraz was here earlier, but Ashraz had to go to a wedding, which he assures us was not his wedding, but someone else's wedding. Let's see who was on the IRC side. I see Mosh. Saw some other people in the main channel. But we'll greet them too. But there's 10 people on the YouTube stream, which is great. Say hello if you're there. All right. Hey, Big ED. So, implement behavior to find or like related packages. Related is kind of a, not really the right word. I put like, you know, detecting Emacs package synergy. Detecting Emacs package synergy. Can't talk today. Synergistic packages. Ones that work together. Cal says synergy is a tainted word for me, but sometimes it really means something. Yes, well, it's definitely used as business speak, but, you know, synergy is kind of like, you know, they have kind of a related energy. They go together. So that's what we're talking about in this case. Just packages that you would often see together. Like, let's say Vertigo, Consult, etc. Those packages. We would probably see those show up in a listing of packages that are often used together. Show top 100 packages. I mean, that's something we could do now that we have this information. What else? Whoops, I keep hitting Control Enter. In fact, keycast tab bar mode. Show latest package tips on homepage. These are all things that we could do. Just to sort of use the information we've got so far in the database to start, you know, producing something valuable for the site. And what did I just do? Find and display. What about on package pages, show how many people use the package? Excuse me. Actually, show the list plus count and synergistic packages. All right, and what else did I want to say? If we can, fix the extremely slow page load time. That's either going to require using a different icon pack or grabbing the actual SVG files of the icons that I'm using currently and just using those directly without excuse me, without pulling in the entire package from the CDN or the entire library from the CDN. Let's see. Mosh says, are you planning on having dependencies listed? We could do that. Probably should do that. Let's see. Oh, user profile page. So yeah, on a user's profile page, we should show the list of packages they use. That's another thing. Cal says, when the sum of the effects of 2 or more treatments given in separate is smaller than when the treatments are done together. You're saying they maximize the effectiveness when used together. Beaker says, why is the load time slow? Because we're loading a bunch of stuff from a CDN, and whatever happens whenever that package gets loaded, whenever that CSS library gets loaded, it takes forever. I don't know if it's doing some kind of cache defeating mechanism or if it's JavaScript causing it. I don't know which it is, but every time we load up the page, it just takes forever for it to load up all the way. Another thing we should do at some point is show on user profile page, show the tips they've written for other packages. That'll be useful. All right. So that's a pretty good agenda. Like, what I want is to get closer to having a site that has all the basic functionality that I intended to have. That way we can get closer to actually deploying it, having it be useful for people. Probably when we get closer to time for it to be used in reality, I'll have it. Well, we already have a staging deployment out there. I don't know if it's currently working or if it's still giving me 500 errors. Taking a while to consider loading up. I don't know what's going on with the VM, but I'll have people try it out and sort of give feedback on what they see on the site before I do the real deployment and have it out there so that the actual Emacs community can use it. Hey, Glenn. But yes, I'm trying to get the core functionality written so that we can kind of like say, all right, this site's working, it does what it's supposed to do, and we can just continue just making small improvements from that point forward and not have to continue doing a lot of big work on it. Maybe move on to some other projects. Clearly, this site is not working. We'll have to look into that at some point. All right, anyway. So first of all, implementing behavior-defined synergistic packages. So what we have so far is a database table called package picks. And it really is just a listing of mappings between a user name and a package ID. So the goal is that we should be able to cross-reference the set of packages that a user uses and then compare it to the packages that all users use somehow. So I'm not like an expert at this kind of stuff, so I'm just gonna try to walk my way through the thought process and see how we can implement this. And we also may have designed this a database wrong for the purpose, but we'll see pretty soon whether that ends up being the case. So, in fact, let me just try to write that down somewhere. Each user has a set of package picks. Any packages used together in their configuration, because it contributes to a complete configuration across all users' picks. We need to find the packages that are most commonly used together. So what does that mean? That means Speaker says it's just the CDN assets that are making it slow. Sort of. I think it's also some JavaScript that gets executed as well that makes it slow. So if Vertigo and consult come up or show up together, and we may need to have a factor for this, like, you know, magnitude, just to show how strong the synergy is. I'm not going to call it synergy on the website. I don't know exactly what the right term would be that kind of gets the point across. Like related package doesn't really, calling it related doesn't really sound clear enough, I think. Related can mean anything. It can just mean they have the same word in their name. So I want to indicate that these are packages that are commonly used together so that people can kind of follow the path of, like, they go click on the Vertigo page, and they'll see, oh, packages that are commonly used with Vertigo. You'll get the list of the packages that people are using. That way they can kind of follow the trail and see what other things they might be interested to use. So let's see. For a given package, need to generate a list of packages that are used with it, which this may be the other way. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Exactly, Fikri. It's like Amazon recommendations. You might want to buy this. Basically that. Hey, Minas Mezar. We need to generate a list of the packages that are used with it in user profiles. And yeah, I mean, that's sort of it, but that's an obvious thing to say. I'm trying to think, like, based on the information we have, what we have is a rows of relations between user ID and package ID, or username and package ID, right? So how can we actually use this? It would be nice if we could do this strictly in the database with a smart query without having to do secondary processing and additional queries. I'm not sure how possible that's going to be because I'm no SQL expert, but we're going to try to think it through and see how we could try to implement this. So I guess it's important to think about which direction we're going from. The use cases drive the design. And the question is, where will this list show up? So a package's own page show the list of commonly used packages. And also the, yeah, where else would this show up in the UI? Because it's not going to show up in the main package list. That wouldn't make sense. I think that's the only place where it would be, right? Because there's a few different ways that you would want to look at the information in this site. One is top 100 packages. That's pretty useful. Like, what are the most commonly used packages that people have in their profile, in their configuration? So you want to see which those are. Okay, so you click on one of those, like Vertigo, let's say, and then you could look at its page, and then that's where you would see the recommendations of other packages that you might want to use with it. So it's not like we want to calculate every single package that's used with every other package. The entry point is, for a given package, what are the packages that are commonly used with it? So I think that's it, right? Whoops. Is that we want to show this on a packages page. So it's like a list of recommendations on the packages page. So because of that, the entry point is the package itself. So query the relation table for all instances of that package being used by its ID. And I don't know if there's like a way to join to the table itself to get the list of all packages, excuse me, used by the users of the original package. And then group. Let's see. Do we want to group by something? If we do this join, what we would end up with is a bunch of rows that show all the packages used by users of the original package. So if we search for all the packages related to Vertigo, we're going to get all the rows back of all the packages from all the users that are using Vertigo. So it's everything. You would not get rows back for a user that does not use Vertigo. So once you have all that information, you need to kind of group it, right? So you would want to group all the rows by package ID. So if you group all the rows by package ID, then for each package ID, you would have a list of users in a way, I think. So I don't exactly know the best way to do that, but let's see if we can do this. SQLite join table to itself. Joining a table to itself, self-join. Use a table alias. Linda says, could you take a count of how many people use those packages and show it as a popularity score or percentage? Is this what you're attempting to display? That's a different thing, for sure. I mean, that's a simpler query, too, because all we got to do is just query for that package in the database on the relation table and just see how many rows come back. That one definitely is a bit easier. So, yeah, we'll do that too. Actually, can I add that to the list? So top 100 packages. Actually, I think we did that, right? We'll use on package pages shows the list of users that use it plus count. Yeah. All right. So self-join. Because you cannot refer to the same table more than once in a query, you need to use a table alias to assign the table a different name when you use self-join. It compares values of the same or different columns of the same table. Only one table is involved in self-join. Jeff says, why aren't we self-joining? Because we have a relation table for all the package picks from all the users. There's two columns. One is the username. The other is the package ID that they're using. For a given package like Vertigo, we're going to look for its ID in the package ID column. Find all rows where Vertigo is being used, which means all users that are using it, and then self-join the table to find all other packages used by those same users to kind of expand that. And then we're going to try to group them. Does that make sense? We're going to see if this is possible. And I think we should be able to do this, excuse me, interactively in the REPL. We don't have the information yet. Like, we only have one user. I'm gonna have to generate some more probably, but that's okay. Let's see. Not this file. Oh, did I do the wrong thing? Packages, models, okay. All right, so let me find a select that's got a... I just love copying and pasting things for myself. I don't want the package full. I want... Let's do that one. All right, so find related packages, package ID. Select star from packages, no. Some kind of dependency graph, sort of. So package picks, where package ID, package synergy is gonna be curated. We're doing it based on users coming and saying which packages they use. And then we have us having the information in the database to do a query like we're building right now. So select star from package picks where package ID equals package ID. That's the first step. So we're trying to find all of the pick rows where that package ID is used, all right? Let me see, what else do we need to do here? I don't want the package. We do a match lambda. The match lambda is going to have to be changed based on how the information comes back. So probably what I would do is just kind of comment this out for now. Just do an identity and get the vectors back so we can just print it out. Or return it. 366 I need to change. Yes, thank you. You're right, Fikri. Package ID. This is incorrect. Gotta fix this. Okay. All right, so can I evaluate that? Cool, that worked. So let me pull up the REPL then. Go over to the Geyser REPL. Use site models package. Is that it? Yeah. And then find, oh, I didn't export that yet. So let's go here. Whatever. Okay, we eval the whole file. Find related packages, DB open. I need to load the DB model as well. Module site DB. Find related packages, DB open, and package ID. Let's go see which one I was looking at. That's right, Trev. Now you see how long this page takes to load. Peter says, reminds me of writing Rails code where I can just run the REPL and check whether my code is working or not. Yeah, that's like the biggest benefit, I think, of doing it this way. Being able to just, check it out without having to run the whole application. Much better, in my opinion. All right, so ADA mode is package number 5. So if I pull up package number 5, test user 5. Okay, so that does work. We found the row where test user is using package, the ADA package. So now, if we can do the join to itself, we look at the documentation, which I found. The hell is that? NA says, what do you think of letting the user pick himself what he thinks packages are related or useful to a given package? That's fine, but that requires the user to do a lot of work, and I'm hoping that they don't have to. Ultimately, I would like it if the user did not have to self-attest which packages they use at all, but you can just point it at your GitHub repository, and then the code of the site can go and scan your Emacs config and find it for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. But that comes later, I think. No monster today, by the way. Got some iced cappuccino. Trying to cut back. All right, let's see. So from employees E, join employees M. All right, so that's the aliasing, I guess. From employees E, for package picks, PO. I'm gonna call it PO because it's like package original. String append. All right, and then next, join, or from employees E, where? From employees E, we're selecting specific things. From employees E, we need to have, excuse me. I had the from right there already. Yes, I know, Fikri. I know. This is why that's coming later as a possible way of doing things, but it's not necessarily something we're going to do now. It would be difficult for sure. So, inner join. Yeah, I don't want to have to pull someone's actual config down and try to run it. Necessarily. Inner join package picks P I don't know. PS synergy or PU for package user. Metric is just how many times two packages are used together. Okay, so employees E on employee ID equals reports to. Yeah, I see what they're doing here. So for the two things, we're joining on. I probably should be using uppercase. Does deep seek? Yeah, sure, I could do that, but that just sort of defeats the purpose of everything. Package recommendations, maybe. I don't know. So InnerJoy package packs. Nobody caught that. So M is the join table. So we're going to say pu dot user. Is it user? What is lift, Big Edie? All right, so P user, is it user? DB to SEM. User, okay. So DB, PU user equals PO.user. I think that's right, isn't it? All right. Let me reeval that. Oh, unbalanced parens, that's fine. And let's run that again. Near inner. From, is it because of the where clause? Where package ID there it is. So test user 5, test user 5, test user 5, test user 6, 70, 92. All right. Did the music stop or is that just me? No, it didn't stop. I think my headphones stopped working. Big Edie says the ratio of how often two packages are used together against how often they would be assuming they were independent. Okay. Yeah, ultimately that would be good, but I don't think that is necessary. Because I think magnitude is probably the more important thing. Just as a thing to give an indicator that there are a lot of packages being used together, or that certain packages are being used together more often. Okay, so we did get the listing of groups. Select star. We also want to select only. PU dot and is it comma PU dot package ID? If I'm not mistaken, let me reeval that. I forgot. Okay, there we go. So now we don't have the extra stuff at the beginning. So now we can do some grouping. We don't have multiple users, but we can still try to do some grouping. So SQLite group by. Group by PO dot. What would it be? Group by the package ID? Yeah, so package ID. I think. No. That doesn't seem right. Maybe I need to do both, though. No, oops, yep, that's right. Nope. Okay. It's kind of weird. Group by examples. Group by clause with count function. Ooh, count. That could be nice. Group by album ID. Excuse me. Query data from multiple tables using inner join, using group by clause to group rows into a set of summary rows. Inner join on album ID. Group by tracks that album ID. Do I need to do the original table maybe? Oh, yeah. That's my mistake. Okay, so how is that actually looking then? No, I want to do it by user. Nope, that's not right. We're gonna need some other tests here. So let me see if I can generate some new users. Do I need like a util for this? Or should I just do it manually in the REPL? Thoughts from the peanut gallery? The lack of music is starting to mess with my head. But I can't do anything about it now because it's just because the batteries of my headphones died. Okay, so maybe it's just because we don't have more stuff for it to be grouped by. To be specific about what it is I'm looking for, should I do a count also? Like, let me see if I can understand this example a little bit better. Yeah, I know the music's playing for you. It's not playing for me, though. So tracks, track ID. We're each track. There's multiple tracks that are bound to an album. So we're joining from tracks into albums. Interjoin albums. On albums, that album ID equals tracks, that album ID. So we're counting track ID from tracks, interjoin albums. This is without renaming it, but we had to rename it in our case. So count, select. Okay, so we're saying what to select. Can we do that here? Select the album ID, select the title, and do a count. Select package ID and count of pu.user. Maybe I can take out the group by for now. 5, 4. No, that's not right. Group by tracks.album ID. Group by u.package ID. Oh, that looks right. Because it's package 5, package 6, package 70, package 92. So we got a count of 1 on each of those. So now that might actually be kind of useful. Let me think though, is that right? That actually doesn't tell us anything. Okay. So for a given package, what do we want back? Maybe it is right. It's just the count. So for the package number 5 we're asking for, it gives us all the packages that are used with package number 5 and how many users are using them. Okay, I think that's it, right? Okay, so what we do need now is the other information in the database to double check this. So if I were to write this out, I would say, also I might need to join across to get the name of the package from the database. So I could probably do another join to get the package name at least to link to it. But that's next. That's after this. So what we want is rolling back to thought process. To display this on a page. Oh, right. That's what we want. Test data. Create maybe 3 more users. For each user, choose some of the packages that test user uses. Or pick some of the packages that test user uses, just so we can get some connections between packages here. So like, for example, package 6 should show up every time with package 5. Package 92 should show up once. Package 70 should show up twice, just as a way to kind of, you know, see it. Okay, so if I were to do that, first of all, I need to create a user. So if I go to the users file, there's a function in here to create a user. Okay, so create user. Yep, my mistake. Users.net. There's a test user 2. There's no way. Oh, it must have worked. All right, so we've got test user 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Do I have a way to read the list of users so far? User password match. Let me just make something real quick for that. Select. DB, select star from users. I don't want all things. I want the name. Name. Full name. That's probably good enough. And I don't really need the extra prepare statement, but whatever. We'll just leave it for now. Name, full name. Actually, email bio. Is that good? Okay. Shouldn't be a snake case. Yeah, I think I... Is it full name with no spacing? Yeah, my mistake. That is incorrect. Yeah, this needs to be a map. and a match lambda. And that's going to be on statement. There we go. All right, so we got Billy, Jimmy, Bimmy, Foo, George, test user 2, test user 3, test user 4. Okay, good. We have some users to generate some junk with. All right. So now that we know that the users are in the database, we can go and try to create some picks. Let me see what function I had for that. So set package pick, package picked, set package picked. User package ID picked. All right, so there we go. Set package picked, DB open. User is going to be test user 2. Select package ID P2 package ID count distinct distinct. Join package picks. Excuse me. What's the less than symbol doing in that query? I'm very sorry. Allergies are going crazy. Allergies kept me awake for an hour last night. I woke up and I was having some trouble. Let's fix that. Test user 2, package ID. We're gonna give everybody package number 5. Okay. So package ID 5, and then because that's sort of the key. Double counting. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that one. So number 5, and then true. Okay, test user 3 and 4. Also get that one. Come on. So now if I were to run, find related packages on 5, I would get 4 users for package number 5, and then the rest will all have 1. Now, obviously, we're going to ignore the package itself from that list. So for now, all we see is that one user uses these other packages together. So it probably needs to be more than 1. So we're going to ignore anything that's less than 2 on those when we get the query back. So now, I also want to add, what did I say it was? So package number 6 should show up every time with package 5. Okay, so now we're gonna go back and check number 6 for test user 3, test user 4. And now if we run the query again, you can see that number 6 has 4 users. Whoops, yeah, that's right, I intended that. Then for package 92, we're gonna pick that one once. For package 70, we're gonna do that twice. 3 and 4. So now if we run the query again, we'll see that for each package, number 6 has 4, 70 has 3, 92 has 2. Okay, so that's cool. So now that we have this information, we can actually post-process it a little bit just to sort of get everything out of there. We've mapped through everything. Now, some of this we could probably do in the query. I don't know if we could also do a clause where we say package ID and pu.package ID is not package ID. Does that work? What did Big Edie say in his query? SQLite not equal. Does that work? Whoa. All right. There we go. We got it out of there. So I don't want that one. And can I also do and? I can't do the count, can I? Can I do a where on the count that I'm generating? Maybe we don't need it for now. Okay, so in the results, we have vectors, and that's probably okay. Oh, right. What I wanted also was the package name. So I want to join through for the package name. Again. Having. If I do a secondary join on the packages table, filter on aggregates in having clause, not where. Having clause. You'd have to give me an example because I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Packages p on p.id, I guess. Let me go check the DB file. Ah, having count star greater than 2. Or greater than 1, definitely. So SQLite having clause. Aggregate function having search condition. Okay. Ah, here we go. Here's an example. Having count. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you both. This is probably the most elaborate query I've written so far in this. Packages ID. Does that work? By. I think I didn't put a space in there. Ada refman, console denote. Nice. Okay, so that worked. And then now we can do the having part. Do we have any? I guess 2. I mean, 2 is fine, right? Let me take one of those out. Where's the 92 one? I'm going to toggle that one. Okay, so we have a 1 now. What I want is to get rid of that 1. I don't want it to show up if it's less than 2, right? So we have a having clause. Group by. Okay, so having is after group by. Let's see, count pu.user. Whoops. Greater than 1. There it is. All right, great. So we got rid of the one there. So now I have all the information I need. So I have the package ID, the package name, and the number. I could probably also sort by the count. Order by album ID. Or can I order by the count? It doesn't really matter too much. That can be done after the fact. I think it's a pretty good query as it is. So now that we search through it, let's see. Do I need to define a little struct for this maybe? A little record type. Define record type related package. Or package recommendation, recommended package. I'm just going to call it related package for now. What have I been doing? Define record type. Yeah, I haven't really said. Use the brackets. I don't know if it's necessary. All right, so make related package ID name count. Call it strength. Oops. All right, and then up here we need to export those. All right. Yeah, because the package itself is being included in the results. Count is, at least. All right, so now I can do a match lambda on this to map all this through. So if I go back and uncomment that, drag that up, whoa, drag that up here, indent, ID, name, and then strength. I mean, yeah, that's fine. There we go. And if I eval this procedure and then go back and run it again, we get related package ID name and then consult the node. There we go. So now we have the information back in a usable form. And what do we want to do with that? We can go to the view for the individual page. Packages detail view, package single detail view. What is a multiple detail view? Package details, maintainers, users. Recommended packages. Then we could get the list of recommended packages for this package. I know that's another query to be run for this page, but that's okay because we package let name. See you, Big Edie. Appreciate the help, man. All right, let's just drop this down. And drop that. We can do this. Okay, there we go. Right there, right there. Okay, we've got related packages list as a result of this. Then we're gonna map this to simple list, I would say. Maybe we want the description of the package also. That would be kind of useful, I think. All right, so a ref. Do I have a link to package page? Sorry, a URL or something? Function? We're gonna make one anyway. Packages. We'll format that. ID, package ID. All right, I don't need this. I just saw that I have an ID already. So I don't need to call that function. Got that. All right, so find related packages ID. This is going to be a format on ID. And we're also going to say the name of the package here. So this is going to be package name, related, sorry. That's wrong. This needs to be related package ID related. And then this is going to be related package. That's not right. That is right. Okay. Possibly unbound variable ID. Where is that? This is not a let star. Okay, it needs to be a let star. Okay, got that. Reloaded. Now we can go to the page for ADA mode, which is the one we've been using as our test. I'm not seeing the new stuff. I wonder if it's because of how I did the routes. So the details page, detail view, packages detail view. Let me reload all of these. There we go. Okay, recommended packages. This needs a line break. And I think maybe it should be wrapped in a div. Just to make it a bit more clear. So div. All right, there's that. Recommended packages, ref man, consult, and note. And we don't have to say like how often they're used together, you know? In fact, we can also put the let's see, what would I do here? I think I could put anything in here, right? Okay, so I want to add a related package description. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was thinking something like that, but it feels kind of weird, the language. Description, related package description. Got that. Now we're gonna also get the p.description. Guess we kind of need like a summary instead. Glenn says, I have a newfound respect for our database administrators. Yeah, it's not easy, I think. You have to kind of like put stuff together. It's nice that you can do this though. You can just let the database engine take care of all of that heavy lifting of slicing and dicing the information and putting it together. Okay, so what was I looking for? Yeah, db.scm packages description text. Okay, got it. So if I were to run this related packages again, do I get the descriptions back? There is a description. I just didn't put the description here. Whoop, wrong number of arguments, make a related package. I never reevaluated the record definition. There we go. No matching pattern. That is BS. There it is. Okay, now reload the page. Still not working. Let's go back to the views. Related package description. Related package description. Related. Control C, Control B. Control C, Control B. Reload. Boom. There it is. I don't want that to be a link though. That's my mistake. So let me go back and change that. We're gonna just put this. We're gonna close off that href. And then we're going to put a space or a hyphen or a colon in between. There we are. Okay. So there we are. Recommended packages, or like Trev says, we could just say commonly used with. Commonly used with. There we go. And then we have the user submitted tips. Big Edie is still here saying, if we were just looking at co-occurrence, you'll get things maybe you don't want. I think, for instance, the magnitude of two large packages co-occurring like Evil and Vertigo will probably be large, even though they may not be particularly synergistic. Yes, that is a danger here, but I'm okay with that for now. I'm okay with that. I don't really have a problem with that being an issue. I have foreseen that. It may be that Evil shows up everywhere, but that's fine. You know, we could probably like... what's the word for that? You know, certain packages we might be able to weaken their link just because they're so common. But maybe that's not helpful. I don't know. Maybe by a certain, like after a certain point, after a certain amount of usages with other packages, maybe it sort of starts going down again because it's too common. It's so common that it's kind of not even, like, it's kind of pointless to even mention, I guess. But that's hard to know for sure without like handcrafting it. Trev says maybe something with categories tags. You mean like to show the keywords for everything? I think we do have a page for that already. View packages by keyword. We do have that. Oh, interesting that we don't have the package count list. I don't know why. Lift, says Big Edie. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in here in Crafter Hours notes. Consider calculating lift for related packages to prevent super common packages from being recommended, right? Maybe as a secondary measure. Yeah, anything would work. Like these are things we could definitely do later. So Fikri asked a question before that I didn't get to. Fikri says, any tips to not over-engineer a side project to keep going down abstraction rabbit holes? Really the only way to do that is just to be so relentlessly focused on the actual use case of the thing you're working on and not just your enjoyment of writing the code. Because if you're enjoying writing the code, you're going to spend more time just focusing on the code and the abstractions you're writing in the code rather than actually trying to make the project do something useful, which I think is always a trap for programmers, because it's fun to write code, but what's the point of writing a program anyway? Really, in the end, is for somebody to be able to use it. So you have some goal, you know, something the user is supposed to be able to do with the program. You just got to focus on that instead of focusing on the fun code to write. And I have to fight with myself on that constantly, because I do enjoy writing code, but especially in a project like this where the point is for other people to use it, I kind of have to just focus on like what are the actual features that deliver the value of the thing that I'm trying to create. Just focus on getting those done, and then later I can go back and try to add some other stuff that might be fun. But I don't know. It's important to just make sure you're adding value that you're going on the most direct path to add value and adding abstraction where necessary, where you know that it's going to be needed, but not necessarily focusing too much on trying to make the perfect design. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the query that we wrote. We got that working. Show top 100 packages. We can do that now too. So if I were to go back into package.sem, define. Trev says, I can't finish a side project because I spend hours on bike shedding a single function. That does happen. Certainly happens. All right, find most popular packages. DB. We're going to just copy this lovely little statement. We're not going to need all of it, obviously, because we're doing a much simpler query. Here we go. Drop that in, do that. Okay. So we're going to select, let's see. Package ID. Name and description, same way. We're going to count the user, same way. From package picks. We don't need inner joins. And we don't need the where. So group by package ID. I think that's right. I mean, we're doing a similar thing. And we don't need the having clause either. But we can limit it to a number of rows. So SQLite limit, constrain the number of rows returned. We're going to want to sort and then limit. So select from table, limit row count. Group by package ID, sort. Then offsets, that's nice. Limit and order by. So order by column 1. So SQLite order by count. Okay, there we go. Count star, okay. So we can do the order by on that. Order by count, count user. Limit 100. Group by package ID, order by count user, limit 100. And we don't need the bind arguments anymore. And we also don't need the match lambda to do the same thing. Let me just say, well, maybe that's right. I mean, maybe it's the same. Package ID, name, description, count user from package picks. Let's run it. So find, in fact, I need to go back up here. All right, find most popular packages, DB open. All right, no such column p.name. Because I removed the join, I need the join still. pu.package ID, I need to take this part right here out. All right, so we've got, first of all, package number 92. Oh, order descending. And I need a space here. There we go. Ada refman has 4. Ada mode has 4. Console denote has 3. Denote has 1. Okay, so we have a listing of the top packages. That would be pretty easy to now make into an interface, I believe. So let's make a new route. We could have a top 100 route. I don't know. Is this useful? I'm trying to think if like the main package page should just sort based on number of uses, but maybe it's better just to have it be an alphabetical list. So let's just do a top 100 page for now. So top 100 doesn't have any parameters. With middlewares, package, top 100 view. Okay. Package top 100 view, authenticated. Okay, so that's that. We also need in the package views, public, package top 100 view. And this doesn't require any context, sorry, any wrapping, so we can just do it directly. Top 100, find most popular packages. Probably I shouldn't call it top 100. I should call it top packages. Or even by popularity. Find most popular packages, context, DB, context. And then we're going to have a page here. Let me go back up to one of the others. This is a good example. Okay, we're not going to format here. We're going to get rid of that. Most popular Emacs packages. And then I'm just going to call this top packages. And much like the other thing that we did before, top 100 seems excessive. Why? I think that it would be better to see sort of the fall off on that. I mean, sure, you could do top 50, but top 10, not useful, in my opinion, because you're just going to end up with Evil, Vertigo, or some others like that, where it's just like the most obvious things. What you want is like that second half, really, of the list of packages to kind of find things that are popular but not as well known, in my opinion. Why has it got the colon on it? That's interesting. Did I actually implement that functionality? Huh. Okay, we got the link. We're gonna do a div on this, div. And then inside the div, throw a little colon on that. Probably need to improve the look of this. Oh, and this could be a table too, but and maybe we want the count as well. So if I were to find the table that we've got in here, packages list. Let's do it this way instead. All right, so table. We're not going to put any signals in here. Package list table. All right. Table row. We're not going to do the icon. Or let's just say users. Okay, that's the headers. And then for each row, got a TD for, we don't want the picker thing. The TD for the package ID and name, the link. TD for the package description. No, that's not right. Hold on. Okay, so where are we? That's the table. That's the div. That's the render page, the values, the let, and the end of the function. Reevaluate this whole file. Go back to routes. So top packages. Wrong key binding. We're gonna eval that. And then we can go to the website and type in top packages. And there we go. Users 4431. Cool. Right, what time is it? Okay. The spacing is a little bit bad here. I wonder, does it look like that on the packages list? Ah, it's loading. Loading. Let's see. I wonder if it's just because the descriptions are so long now. Yeah, maybe it's just the table needs to be full width. Nice. Later. Ada mode, Ada refman, Ada refman, console to node, Ada mode. Now, it says there's 4 users. Oh, okay, yeah, it doesn't mean that we're gonna see more. Whoa, that's wrong. I think I got the link busted. I got it. Okay, yeah. Back in the views. Related packages. I think I did not splice the link. All right, yeah, there we go. Go to console to note. Okay, good. That's working. Thoughts? Thoughts? So what have we done so far? Let me go to the Crafter Hours log. So we did accomplish show top 100 packages. Latest package tips we haven't done yet. Package pages show the list of users that use it, plus synergistic packages. Yeah, the list of users, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Because if you have 1,000 users, are you going to link to all the users' profiles? However, it could be useful just because you might want to go click through to people's profiles and see what other packages they use. Might be useful. I don't know. Show the list of users that use it and synergistic packages. I would probably have to put that after the user submitted tips, though. I don't know. Show list of used packages on user profile page. That's something we should do. So on the test user profile page, you are a test user. Okay, so /profile. Does this work? Okay, there we go. We got the bio, test user 2. All right, cool. So test user. If I go back to the user, wait, wrong repo. Okay. And inside, user detail view. Used packages. Then we're gonna have maybe a table here. We'll do another table, I guess. Probably should have a generic function for showing tables so that we don't have to keep writing, raw table output, but that's fine for now. So we have a table and we have a TH with a TD of name, TD of description, and a TR, which the TR will be generated by a splice. We're going to map lambda package, and then same stuff over and over and over again. Let me just go back to this code right here. I could probably just take this whole map and drop it in here and then just kind of clean it up. I don't need strength, I just need description. And for the stuff that's related, maybe I could do a query like that, actually. So package name, package ID, package description, that's all we really need for this particular view. Okay, let's pull that in. Got the lambda closed up. Oh, wait, got 2 levels of lambda here. We don't want that. Okay, then we got top packages. We're going to call this used packages. We finished off, what was it? Table, div, render page values, let We don't want... Wait, oh, yeah, we do want that. Okay, this is user detail view. Okay, we close everything back off now. And we need to have user details, username. We have user, used packages, list used packages, context, db, context, username. So that will give us used packages. Now all we need is a function. What just happened? All we need is a function in package models. To give us that information. We will use a similar query and just kind of clean it up a little bit, simplify it for the purpose of what we're doing. So we're not going to do any limits, and we're not going to do any ordering. We're going to select the package ID, name, description. From package picks. Not doing an inner join, but we are going to do a where. Where user equals user name. Do we need a group by? I don't think we need a group by, so I think this is just going to be a simple query. And ID, name, description. Strength is going to be 0. We don't really care about that for the purpose of this. But we do need to bind the parameter for the username. Okay, so username will be username. And I think that this is a finished function. So if I do that, I should really just use define public on a lot of these. It's starting to get a little bit annoying. Define public. If I go down and run list used packages, db open, test user. No such column, p.name. Oh, I didn't join. I forgot to join. Join packages p on id, PID, right? And then we have ADA mode. There we go. I think that's it. So if I go back over to user views, reeval the whole procedure, list used packages. List used packages. Not exported correctly. I did see it. This is users, right? Okay, so use module, site models packages. No code, it's probably package. Okay, good. Reload. Boom, used packages. And I think I've screwed up the TH in this file. Huh. Why is it shifted over like there's an extra column? Oh, TH. So there's a TRTH. That's my mistake. There it is. Okay. So that user uses these particular packages. That's cool. For their own profile page, it might be nice to have it so they can kind of like uncheck things, but maybe it doesn't matter so much. But I think we've made quite a lot of progress so far today on all this. If I look at test user 2's page, we'll see that the packages that they use, test user 3, test user 4. Yeah, we just need to clean up some of the the rendering. I guess we need some CSS basically to make this look better. All right, so we got the list of used packages on user profile page. Show latest package tips on home page. That's not very hard to do. Let's see. Go back to routes. What is the home page? Index view. Where's index view coming from? Probably views index. And let me go look at the home page again because I want to link to that top packages. View packages by keyword. Or check out the okay, there's that. Probably need to make that a separate H3, but that's okay. I don't really care right now. So after this H3, we're going to have the latest package tips, and this is going to be a map. That's all it's going to be for now. Let's see, latest package tips. Okay. Now, for the latest package tips. I mean, maybe I don't even need to do that as a separate variable. Maybe I can just kind of embed the query here. I also need to splice this. So that's basically it, right? Need a function called read latest package tips. That's going to be in package.scm. Or is that tips? Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to do a similar sort of query where we're going to select from the package tips table. Let me just write that down, actually. Select top, let's say, how many? 10 tips. We don't want too many. Select top 10 tips. Most recent 10 tips, irrespective of package. In the database, we have a package tips table. Integer primary key. So we don't need ID per se. We need the user package ID, update time. I don't like update time as the... We probably need creation time separately too, because I don't want to show tips that have been updated. I only want to show them when they've been created. Because I don't want people to like abuse that. Like they edit their tip just to make it pop up on the front page again. So we may need to change this. All right. See you, Mush. So, also, when I show the package tips, views tips, render package tip, might need an option here for showing which package it refers to. So, and the package tip itself might need to have the package name attached to it. Package tip, vote action handler, that's all fine. So then, for the tips models, read the latest package tips, we're going to, let me just grab there's a select in here. All right, there we go. List tips for package. All right, good. This is a good starting point. Whoa, what did I do? Okay. So select ID user update time content. From package tips. Where, no, we don't want where package ID. We want a limit 10, right? Yeah, order by update time descending. We want that, that's for sure. All right, so I don't care as much about the ID. ID, package ID, author, update time, content. Package ID, we don't want package ID. All right, bad let in form. I must not have closed the bindings off. Yeah. Possibly unbound variable ID, package ID, package ID. I think package ID is a field there. Yep, package ID. Okay, we should be able to look at this. Use site models tips. Read latest package tips. DB open. Only one. Great. That's fine. So we got one package tip we can look at. We could probably add some more. Let's look at the package listing. It's going to take forever to load. Fantastic. We can actually just hit this and load it up specifically. Create tip. I use this all the time. That's not really true, but that's fine. All right, so now that we've got two package tips, I should be able to see that in REPL. Cool, we got two package tips. That's great. Now that we have the latest package tips, we go back to the index view. Read latest package tips. We got lambda foo. I believe we can use render package tip instead of this. So render package tip. We're just going to do a straight map on that. And let me go back to the index page and see if we can load that up. Render package tip. CTX. What did I do wrong here? Ah, this is not a backquote. That explains a lot. Hold up. Render package tip unbound variable. That's fine. We know why that is. Use module site view views tips. What else were we missing? Read latest package tips. We're going to need use module site models tips. Context DB, we're going to need use module site context. Pretty sure. No code for module site context. Is that going to be in... Who has context now? Hello, Anshul. Thank you very much. Package models. Use package.scm. Webframe context. Okay, so we are using context from Webframe now. Index. Got it. Reload. Boom. There we go. Voting. I don't know if we want voting in here, but we do see the latest package tips showing up. The rendering here is terrible. It looks like crap, but that's all stuff that could easily be fixed by CSS once we got everything wired up, which we're pretty close to at this point. Click on George. Click on test user. Yeah, we get the list of packages they use. Nice. Click on the package they use. You get to see the commonly used with. Also see the package tips. So this is starting to feel more like an actual website that has features, which is great. Okay. What else do I want to accomplish today then? Let's go back to the org file. Show latest package tips on the homepage. We did that. Fix the extremely slow page load time. That's for sure. I mean, I feel like that needs to be done. So, best minimal icon fonts web. And it's not font awesome. Of course, they're going to be recommending themselves. Lovely SEO. Bootstrap icons, U icons. Only one HTTP request because it's a single font, optimizing load times. Full CSS styling, responsive. I don't think I've heard of this one. All right, we got some checks. It looks pretty similar to the ones we were using. That's good. All right, pricing. Pricing. In PNG format, SVG is not given. There's other projects like this. Get out of here. Font awesome. I want something more minimal. Did I not say minimal? I said minimal. Open source icon libraries. Yeah, Lucide, that's one we were using. That looks okay. How do I put it in my project? Or is this like actual SVG that I have to use? How do I use it? About. All right, so. Download the icon or copy the SVG code into your code editor. I mean, do I just like use the icon directly? I guess so. Figma file. Okay, is this the same thing? Okay, we're just copying SVG feather icons, Trev says. Feather icons. I don't know. Did I? Check circle, okay. And how do I use it? Get started. Thank you for documentation. I wonder if it's the same thing. Yeah, you have to call a function to go through and replace everything. That's what the other one's doing. I don't know if that's part of the reason why it's so damn slow. So I guess using actual SVG might be more performant. SVG sprite. Use an icon on your page with the following markup. Use href. I see. Is that one SVG file, but you can use anchors to go to the specific ones? That's kind of interesting, actually. That's dope. How big is this file? Wait. Can I use it from the CDN? You intend to use Feather with a CDN, you can skip this installation step? Okay. Where's the CDN instructions? CDN. Load the script from the CDN provider. I don't want... I mean, it's on a CDN already. It's this. I'm curious. Let's see. If I try this, in package views, class icon. This needs to be SVG. Width, we'll say 24. Why not? It's not really responsive though, if you do it this way. But I guess that's okay. Stroke current color. Does that work? Okay. I need to make this a format. There we go. So, if I change this icon to icon, what is it? Circle check. Circle what? Check circle. But I need it to be clickable too. Maybe it needs to be a div or a span. I don't know. Let's migrate this. And inside the span, we'll put the icon. Otherwise, if not checked, span. Wait, this is, there's two of them here. So, class icon, circle, circle, dot. Hidden when it's hovered. On mouse over, true is hovered. Did that? Okay. Now, whoa. What? All right, here we go. Then, icon, circle. Is that right? They have one called circle? Yeah. Same thing for the other, span. Get rid of all of those. This needs to be cleaned up. Like that. Okay. And inside, icon. Plus circle. How about that? All right, and then I want to go back to the template and take out the loose side stuff. All right. Let's go over to the package listing. Maybe I still have something in here. In template. Yeah, sort of. Wow, is this still taking that long? Is it because there's so many? Let me actually... Give me the developer tools. Cross-origin error. Whatever. All right, where is that file? Maybe I'll just have it in my repo. I don't know how big it is. Okay, so projects, sites, Emacs packages. I don't even have an assets folder yet. That's kind of a problem. What about, yeah, I really don't want to do that JavaScript stuff. Markup can be simplified using CSS. That's nice. Okay, that's good. I probably need that. Okay. Yeah, I know I can make it the directory, but then I have to also like add a route to serve the assets temporarily until I set it up with Nginx. There's also in the package views loose side. There's some loose side crap in here, like these execute script lines that I want to get out because not needed anymore. Okay. Packages list, package list table. Okay, yeah, I have that one right there, but that's fine. That can stay there for now. Oops. Hmm. Come on. I guess I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? Save page as. Get out of there. How big is that? There's no way it's 41 bytes. There's literally no way it's 41 bytes. Something must have happened. Okay. Let's try that again. No way. No. That's wrong. That's more like it. Okay, so 60K. I mean, that's not too bad. That's probably better than an image or a set of images, I guess. Okay, so we got the feather sprite file. We also need to have something in the routes to pull things. See, I don't have that yet. Assets, site. Okay, I could just straight up SVG. Feather icons. What was it called? Feather sprite. Feather sprite SVG. Yeah, sort of. Okay. This kind of sucks a little bit. All right. There's that. And then I need to load this as a byte vector. So Guile read all bytes, buts. Binary IO. Get byte vector sum, get byte vector all. Okay, so call with input file, path, procedure, get byte vector all. I think that's going to work. This is ICE9 binary ports. Wrong number of arguments to asset file. So content type, let me actually just drop that in as a list in this. Content type will be mime type SVG. Image SVG plus XML. Oh, this isn't, I don't want this to be binary actually. Probably it needs to be text. So textual ports. So get string all. That's not right. Because either way, we want everything. So let me run this again. Unbound variable image. Yeah, okay, fine. Be like that. Hold on, wait. It needs to be a symbol. I think. So if we go to localhost 8080, assets, SVG, feather, sprite, that SVG. Sorry. Wrong type to apply, content type image svg.xml. How did I do that wrong? Content type. Wrong type to apply? Who's applying anything? It's not being applied. Content type image SVG XML. Is it because it thinks it's evaluating something? It can't be. Why is it even? That doesn't make any sense. I'm quite confused here. Unless, right. My bad. Okay, this needs to be a function that returns that. So, lambda ctx body. That's why we're getting errors that it can't be executed because it's not right. Okay, I think that was correct. Let me pull up the dev tools. Feather sprite. Response. Well, it says it's a dimension 0, 0, but it did transfer the 60K. Type SVG. In theory, that should work, shouldn't it? Let me look at that again. Can I see the content without it being obscured? Okay, whatever. That might work. So if I go back into index and don't pull, no, template, pull it from our own URL instead. No, that's not right. Package. Feather, right there. So assets. And then go back to the package page. That looks better. It needs to be smaller. we can fix that. Also, the logic is all busted now too. Oh, is it still taking forever to load? Why? Why is it taking so long to load? Oh, that's working. Oh, okay. So ultimately it does work. Maybe there's just too many things on this page and it's choking. Really? Is it taking that long to load just to load up some damn icons? No matter what I do? That's so weird. Ow, how's it taking so long? The Ugly Dev says, used Emacs for a year before I went back to VS Code, but I wanted to say that YouTube videos really helped and got hyped about Emacs when I first started using it. A year and a half, actually. Well, that's great. Thanks, man. It sounds like you're not using Emacs anymore, though, so maybe you should reconsider. These should be a bit smaller. And I really can't believe that it's so slow. That's insane. The logic is working, more or less. Maybe 18. That's so crazy. Yeah, that's a bit better. If I click one, does it work? Okay, it still works. All right, so maybe loose side was not to blame. Maybe it's just that I have too many lines on this page, and for whatever reason, it just takes a long time to show SVG icons. And that's not even that many. I mean, how many packages is this? Like, 500, 300? Why is it so slow? Den. Okay, well, everything's still working. But the hovering is not very reliable. I don't like that part. Okay, so that's it. I mean, we're at cutoff time now, and I feel like we did a lot. Some of the stuff with the icon thing probably needs some work. Maybe it's better that we're not relying on a CDN. We just got to file directly inside the repo now. But the speed is still a problem, so we might need to page the package results, which would require a little bit more context, especially when it comes to dynamic searching, because we would have to page the search results too, which could be interesting. But it seems that SQLite does provide good support for paging inside of the query syntax, so that shouldn't be a big problem. Let me go back to crafterhours.org. We tried to fix the extremely low page time, slow page time. Tried to fix. All right, so I'm just keeping track of what we did. Okay, folks. I feel pretty good about the progress today. We'll be back next week to work on this a bit more, maybe kind of get things polished up and ready to do a real trial run on the staging site and see how people like it. Still need to pull in some more package information from various sources, because we haven't pulled in Melpy yet, which is going to be a significant increase in the number of packages that the site deals with. So I think that, yeah, we're going to have to do paging on the packages page. Need paging on the main packages page, even during searches. So, yeah, we'll be back to it on Monday, and we'll pick up where we left off and try to just, polish some things up and make the site ready to go. So thanks for being here today. Really appreciate your time and attention. Until next time, happy hacking. See ya.